Well, welcome back to Super Tuesday Recap. This is your host, Kriss here, and I'm back with our Star Trek Discovery panel. Although we're switching out Hiroji, she had to step out. She had some family stuff to take care of, and we're filling in with P-Funk, who actually I was listening to you guys on the you just kind of inserted yourself in everything else because you were also on the Black Lightning review.
Man, I've had a lot of opinions. There's just been a lot of good stuff lately, and I need to talk about it.
Yeah, I totally understand. We're doing Star Trek Discovery episodes. What's this? 10 through 12.
Mm-hmm.
10 through 12, and the doctor's definitely going to be upset at me because I actually held off. So people I can't keep up on every show, so I obviously get spoiled all the time, and that definitely happened here. And this is the only time that I've actually enjoyed spoilers. It made it sweeter when I watched it myself. It did. I'm sorry, but
Just be glad I'm not on camera. Is all I'm saying.
It's greatness. So. I don't even know how do we want to do this because there's so much stuff happens here. I mean, we ended up episode 9 with that was right before break, wasn't it? That was that was 2017. God damn. Yeah, that was 2017. We ended in break. We ended them in this new universe. I don't think it wasn't known at the time. It was the other dimension, the mirror dimension, or anything like that. We hadn't gone that far yet, but I think we had kind of surmised that was what was going on here. And I saw a lot of this coming, but some of it I didn't see coming. And it's just been glorious. So I guess I'll just go around. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, what surprised everyone the most?
It broke well, two things. I guess the question I've been asking all season about why Lorca is so unnaturally obsessed with Burnham got answered.
Yeah.
He's just a creep.
Oh, he's the mirror Lorca who came to kidnap her back to his universe, basically.
Nothing creepy about that, you know. Been grooming her since a little kid. And he's a little bit of a predator. I guess, you know.
We thought that they had implanted Vok into Tyler, but it looks like they implanted Tyler into Vok, which is breaking the entirety of my heart. My ship has sank like the Titanic, and I hate everyone. I hate everyone on this podcast, and I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Wait a minute. Why is the ship broken? That's what I want. Why? I mean,
shut up, Kriss. You know why?
Why is the ship broken? First of all, it is very clear that Burnham and Ash or Vok, whoever you want to call them, had sex. So technically,
non-human babies.
Technically, the ship happened. I was gonna wait until the end to bring this up, but I do have a question about this, and you're really gonna hate me for this, right? So, if I remember correctly from earlier episodes, didn't Vok and the others eat Captain Georgiou? So I'm just saying. So if they ate the captain, when Ash and Burnham were kissing,
bruh,
I'm just.
Why are you doing this?
Directly to hell. Go directly to hell.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking questions that I think need answers. I'm just saying. That's her captain. They ate the captain. She's now kissing Vok. I'm just saying, did she get a little captain in the teeth? Didn't taste a little captain on the breath.
Why are you doing this, man?
I have questions. I just saying here. I mean, I think these are important things to ask. I'm like, you didn't taste a little familiarity in there when you were kind of tongue kissing him and things like that. You just didn't get a little bit of that in there. Okay. I'm just saying. That's just.
That's mean. I don't like you anymore. You're mean.
I feel like sometimes you have to ask the questions, the hard hitting questions. I asked about Dreamer's breath on the Gifted. And everybody looking at me, that was weird, but I feel like that was a legit question. So just asking here. So anything else there, the doctor? Anything else you had?
You said things that shocked us.
Anything else shocking about there?
They killed my Hugh. That's the other thing.
Now that is one that did get me.
There will be no jokes about the killing of my Hugh. None.
I just haven't thought of it yet, so
you know what? I'm gonna let that one go because that kind of got me too. That's one where my cold heart kind of warmed. I was like, that was a bit much. You didn't think it like that.
And you know what? I need Discovery to fix that because this, even if it was just for a shock effect, the point is these shows have got to stop killing the partners of gay and lesbian individuals. It's
fucking
out of hand.
That's
out of hand.
Yeah.
It's problematic. Yep.
Yeah, and I'll give them a bit of that down on this one. I don't think they did that one. Like, I think sometimes it happens on purpose. I don't think this one, it didn't feel like, it's tropey, but it didn't feel tropey, if you know what I mean. Like,
yeah,
I think they did it just because, like, if it had been a woman, they would have killed her too. Like, anybody who was in that unfortunate position of being with Stamets was gonna go. I will give them that they did give us the what was it, the last episode 12, where they had the touching moments in the actual.
Am I feeling on that word?
Yeah, so I'll give them that. So that's definitely that was definitely pretty good. So yeah. So I won't fuck with you on that one. But what else?
Shut up.
Good one? Oh, so I got another. I got another one. I got another one for you though. This one's pretty good. So like she's just eating people. Like, so it's like first she got a Saru. She had a little bit of a Saru.
Yeah,
there.
That was what I was about to say.
Oh my God.
Bruh. They eat because I thought maybe she was picking out a Kelpien to be her servant now that she's back.
But
man.
But here's the thing, she thought so too, because she picked the one that looked the most like Saru on some, I'm gonna save that one. Instead, she's eating that one. Yeah. And you know what? She should have known, because Emperor was like, come on, you should know better. You should know how to pick your almost like you should know how to pick your lobster. Come on, what's going on here?
Or your steak.
Yeah.
Oh, and can we talk about that wanted moment that Philippa pulled after Burnham reveals that she's from the other universe?
Oh yeah, that was actually.
Do you remember that moment in Wanted where they curved the bullet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The everything that happened after they got to the Emperor ship was just too much. It was just too much.
Let's see. We're like I said, we're jumping around to some of the things here. So, and we'll come back and we'll do more of it in individual episodes and get into them. Sticking with the thing of shock value. When did you guys figure out that Lorca was more than likely the mirror universe Lorca?
Not until Burnham figured it out.
Right,
I literally figured it out until she started piecing it together.
I don't know.
I'd accidentally seen the episode recap, so I kind of knew that going into it.
Oh, you cheated.
I didn't watch it till like yesterday evening, so.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, for a lot of these shows.
But yeah, otherwise it probably would have taken me until Burnham had figured it out. To be honest,
I don't know what episode. I don't know if it was 11. I don't know if it was 10 or 11, and I don't know. I can't remember exactly what it was. But at some point before they revealed it, I was like, what if he's Mirror Universe Lorca? And I don't know what it was that kind of set in my head. And I was like, you know what it might have been too? They're going so far on everything right now. What will be the icing on the cake? I was like, we'll make him Mirror Universe Lorca? Okay, why not? And I'm sort of joking with myself. Then when it started happening, I'm like, oh no, he really is Mirror Universe. I think I know what it was. When he kept pushing her to go forward with his plan and then asked her to inject him with something for the pain, I was like, something doesn't seem right. Like, this seems just weird because I don't know. Something just seemed weird about him. Like, why didn't you ask for that before? Like, why are you doing this? Like, what's going on here? And Yeah, and then it happened. I was like, yeah. So this motherfucker is evil as shit, and I love it. I'm sorry.
Didn't I say? What haven't I said this entire time? You can't trust him. You can't trust him. And y'all kept pushing back. I'm like,
okay, I am going on record and apologizing because I was the main one pushing back. I own that. It also means deliberately fucked over Stamets, and now I'm really hating him right now.
Oh well, I think we kind of all felt like, I think we kind of all felt like he was he fucked over Stamets on purpose. Like I think we kind of all knew that was definitely something that happened on purpose. There. Here's the thing, though. Okay, so the creepiness with Burnham, in his whole Roman Polanski, whatever the fuck he's doing with that aside. Right, I know, and that's a huge that aside.
Wait.
That's a huge
pedophilia.
Yeah, we got a yada the pedophilia here. Well, I'm just saying we got to do what like Hollywood does. I'm just saying.
Sorry, the views of Kriss do not represent the MTR.
Are we still sure that he's that bad? Because like she's siding with he's going up against the Emperor, but she's evil too. Like it seems like there's no good people here, except for the people that got blown up on the planet. Like it seems like it's too like if I'm Burnham, I'm kind of on some. Can I just get my shit and let you guys fight it out? Because I don't really need to be in this little family squabble here. I mean, I know she is because Lorca wants her there, but outside of that, I'm like, yo, you guys fight this shit out because y'all are both evil. They're two evil people. I mean, they ate a Saru. I mean, you can't tell me that the Emperor is not evil.
They ate the Kelpien. I still can't get over that. They ate.
Apparently, delicacy. Apparently, like,
they ate another sentient human being. I mean, you know what I mean? Another sentient, bipedal being, something that looked like us.
That sometimes they use as slaves. That sometimes they use as slaves.
Would it have been tasty with some hot sauce?
Go to hell.
I mean, whatever. What else is not?
Mike.
I mean, what else is not? I mean, what is not good with hot sauce? I'm just saying. I mean, of course, is he good with hot sauce? What kind of question is that? Shit, yeah.
I'm really through with both of y'all.
I'm just saying. Come on, what is not good with hot sauce? Yeah, nigga. Yeah. Is it good with hot sauce? Is it good fried? What do you think?
They ate a dude.
Kind of raw too. I was like, that's the problem that got me. That's what really got me. It's like, yo, you was kind of. You know what though? So, and this will kind of go into all the episodes here. I'm actually really impressed. I've always liked Burnham throughout this. I was really impressed with these 3 episodes with her because like, no matter what's thrown at her, she stepped up to the game. I mean, even with that, I mean, she ate it. I mean, it was fucked up. She ate it.
Can we talk about that? Can we talk about that shot of her in her captain's chair at the end of episode 10, looking like a badass? Come on. Yes.
I thought you were going to talk about the thighs in episode 11.
Look, Mr.
Well, I mean, we're going to talk about the nightgown.
I mean, can we talk about the nightgown and thighs? I'm just saying. Okay,
y'all going to rein in the testosterone, Mr. I thought your post title said titties instead of titles. Okay, sir?
Wait, are you trying to tell me you didn't know some thighs?
I love that. I loved her lingerie. I'm like, where'd she get that? Because I want one of those. But that's not the point. For the other two, because y'all, oh Lord, I wish Hiroja was here. I posted in Project Fandom that Philippa had more titles than Daenerys from Game of Thrones. This fool here coming in there, I thought that said titties. Seriously?
well, first of all, you mentioned Daenerys, so technically titties does fit into that sentence.
Sir.
You got a point there.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. So.
You got a point there.
No, but you're right. No. I mean, but there were a lot of moments with her looking like a boss. I mean, that scene there, but just everything, like the scene with when Tyler flips on her, you know, and she gets saved by the other Saru. I'm gonna call you Saru. She really hit him with the Toby thing. Really hit him
Oh
with
my
the
god, it was totally a Toby thing.
She really hit him with the Toby, but we're gonna let that one slide. I'm gonna call you Saru. I'm sorry. But like once that happened, you know, anybody else would have been like really shaken, but she couldn't show any weakness, so she got right up and walked right out there and handled it. Like she does that throughout these 3 episodes here, where she's and out of everybody, she's the one that has to put the most. And like I think the beginning of episode 11, when she's having that monologue, she's talking about how does she know she's not going too far? That is she becoming the evil her? Like she has to do all these things to blend in, and she losing herself, and because she does such a great job of that, and it looks great. So and she does a great job. So yeah, I thought that was it was really really awesome for these 3 episodes here with her.
I thought what was even sort of more impressive about that is her badassery was reluctant. And Martin Green really portrayed that reluctancy, and that I thought that was pretty impressive.
And that monologue was great because, you know, you're not just thinking about her experience in the mirror universe, but you're thinking about everything that she's done up to this point. I mean, you know, she started off the show, you know, kind of in the dumps because of her actions and the impact it had on the Shinzu and that her mentor was killed and all that. So, you know, that monologue was just great.
And it also fits. It also fit for Tyler at the time, because then when they pan out and they show you that she's talking to Tyler there, and you're like, "Oh, you're talking to the wrong guy." Like I'm like,
I still hate you so much right now.
I know, I can hear it in your voice. It's awesome. That's why I love breaking it up. You just, you know, yeah.
So I'm not gonna. So I guess I can't make a bunch of Klingon sunken place jokes then.
Oh, it really was though. It really was.
You, sir, okay.
So all she had to do, so that's what they should have done, like in the sick bay, you know, get a teacup, start stirring it a little bit for him, and maybe he could.
Yo, all you needed was a flash. Tyler, come back. All you need is a flash.
One other thing that kind of shocked me: these episodes made me like Tilly.
Yes.
Between her rising to the challenge of pretending to be her counterpart in this universe, to her trying to figure out how to bring Stamets back out of it, and her not being just so mealy and weak, but really just rising to the occasion, I'm like, okay, Tilly.
Well, because they gave her something to do, and it's not that it was a bad character before. It's like it served a purpose. Like if we didn't have that Tilly before, you wouldn't get the Tilly you had now. But now she's finding her way. She's finding her purpose, and like having to pretend to be the captain first of all, where she is just not. That's not her personality right now. But knowing that she wants to go into command, so that helps. And then, like you said, the whole thing with Stamets, like with her really trying to save him, because that's the one thing she knows. Like she doesn't know a lot, but she knows the spores. That is what she worked on, and it gave, like you said, it gave her purpose. So you know that was great. Love that. And also liked seeing her as trying to be captain. I you know what, and that reminds me of. I like what they did, at least in the first 2 of these episodes here, with mirrors. I don't know if anybody else caught that.
Yes.
That they kept throwing in mirrors at certain times to kind of make you realize, oh yeah, there's a mirror universe. It wasn't heavy-handed. Like I think other shows would have gone really heavy-handed with that. I don't think they did it here, but it was enough to make you kind of like little digs to show you kind of like that's what this is. And I thought that was really nice. So.
Can we talk about Captain Connor's thirsty behind? Because I mean, I think he had it bad for Tilly before he caught it.
Oh, you talking about O'Connor?
Yeah.
Might have been. Just like it. I kind of knew as they were walking in. I was like, he's gonna try to kill Burnham. He's gonna try. He don't want to get that. And I'm like, she's gonna have to kill him. And the slow clap of the bridge officers when she stepped out, like no, it was so good. They were like, we never liked his ass anyway.
I'm telling you, everything, man. The Mirror Universe, like, I mean, because they've done the Mirror Universe before, but this is bonkers, yo. This is just crazy.
Can we stay here? I'm just saying.
This is wild.
One, it takes care of the whole technology thing. I don't have to worry about it. It's a Mirror Universe. Anything can happen. Fuck it. Right?
Well, so that's the other thing that I think the writers did a very good job of, right? So we all kind of had this disconnect with the technology, but it seemed like the suggestion is that all the technology on the Discovery originated in the Mirror Universe. Exactly. It may not have been realized at the time, but it all came from there.
Yeah, at least.
So,
yeah.
Which is why Philippa was so interested in making that deal with Burnham when she found out the truth. Because I'm like, why is she so quick to be like, okay, you're going to give me everything and I'll get you home? I'm like, eh? And I was like, but like you said, if they had the schematics but not the ability, and he went there and got the ability, of course she's going to want it.
and then the other
kill Burnham and be done with it.
And the other side of it is, so I went and did a little bit of like reading around. So the reason why I didn't recognize the Defiant stuff is because that happened partially in Enterprise, right?
Yeah.
Which I did not watch. But I do remember the Mirror Universe from Deep Space Nine, and I'm actually rewatching Deep Space Nine now. So coincidentally, I went through Kira going to the Mirror Universe. And the one thing you notice is it seems like every time they go to the Mirror Universe, their technology advances just because they don't want people coming from the Prime Universe to the Mirror Universe. So like the first thing they explained to Kira, you can't get back to your universe using transporters, because as soon as y'all left, we destroyed that and revamped our technology.
We want y'all to stay out of
So
here.
it's just interesting.
I also found it interesting that the Mirror Universe is basically 2017 America.
Oh yeah. Keep all the alien races out. Oh yeah. We definitely recognize that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my literal reaction. It was like, yeah, where the humans are racist xenophobes. I was like, you don't say.
It's not.
This feels familiar.
It's not that big. Yeah, that's about right. So.
More believable than the Star Trek we know and love. Right. I'm gonna be real.
Right. We're welcoming of aliens now. Really? We're welcoming other races. Really?
Like sound like us.
I'm not even buying the whole we are one human type deal. I'm like, really? You guys don't even have racism inside? The emperors.
Obviously not stabbing each other in the back.
Well, that's
and in
something
the front
too.
And side and the chest.
Yeah, this is definitely you keep what you kill. This is definitely one of the type of deals, yo.
And you might eat it.
Right.
And you might eat it.
Well, yeah, that too. You might eat it. So
was Stamets the one character who was probably most like his alt universe counterpart?
I say absolutely not. We don't know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't think we know yet, because all we know of the Mirror Universe Stamets is he was trying to get out of there. But I think he might be just as shifty and shady as the folks native to this universe.
Well, we definitely know we know he is. One, what's his name? What's Stamets' husband? Hugh. Yeah, Hugh kind of inside told him that. And two, you get to see, one, we know that he's the one that kind of ruins the spores and was kind of creating the sickness in there anyway. He had done something. So we know whatever his experiments on the capital ship did something. And just the way he looked. Like he was trying to get, like when he came out, they didn't really focus on this. But when he got out, he was really, really excited that he got back out. So it's like he's up to some shit too. So, yeah, I do not trust him at all. I think that it was very nice. Again, it's only great when you get an actor who can do this, who can play off of themselves like this. I think when you saw him in there and he was talking to, I guess, Prime Universe Stamets, he was trying to downplay the differences because he knows, and he was trying to kind of like not trick him, but I think he knew. I think he knows he needs that Stamets to kind of to get out, and so he wasn't trying to basically be the asshole that we all know he probably is. Because
Sure.
only the people on the planet were different, were nicer versions of themselves.
So let's talk about that Spider-Man seeing Spider-Man moment.
Oh yeah, the Ash versus Ash, Vok versus Vok. Yeah, he looks at himself and was like, yo, I know you. Yo, you look familiar. Yo, do we got the same parents? That was great. Yeah, yo, Ash freaking out though. Yo, Ash was having, he smoked some good weed because he was having he was having the most ridiculous freak out on that planet. Like he had smoked the most bomb ass fucking weed and couldn't handle his high. Like he was all like everybody's calm, collected, getting shit together, and he's over here like sweating, you know, hearing voices. He's going fucking crazy. I know, it was great. I was just waiting.
Can I just say though that my ship sank because the minute he did that shit on the planet, I'm like, oh, you gotta space this dude. And then when he attacked Burnham, I was like, oh, you definitely gotta space him. And then when she spaced him and Saru picked him up, I'm like, you better be glad you had that disc because I would have took the disc and put your ass right back into space.
Oh, but I you know what? So you're done with the ship?
Tyler is dead. Tyler does not exist. So this dude can die.
So you know what that means to him, right?
What?
I'm shipping him. I'm in now, baby. I'm in.
You're the worst.
I am in. Let's go. Burnham still.
My shattered dreams and broken heart, says Brian McKnight. Kill it all. Kill it all with fire.
In now. I'm pro Tyler Vok. I want the messiness because I want the love triangle now.
But dude,
I can't.
Just saying. Man, they gave us some more flashbacks of them having sex too, and I was just like, "Woo, man, he was getting in there." They were.
Man, stop.
You know what make this even better? If Burnham turns out to be pregnant.
Shut.
I'm just saying. I mean, I ain't seen Counter Rapper. Did you?
Nope.
They have things that dispose of that very quickly in this universe. Shut up.
It's a mirror
universe.
Who knows? Do they?
Shut up.
Are you sure about that?
Shut up. Yes, I'm sure.
Okay.
She's gonna be pregnant. That's gonna be the
Shut up.
that's gonna be the cliffhanger of of the last episode of this season.
I just don't want to see any more Klingon titties.
Nope.
Can we not do that?
They weren't that bad. They weren't that bad.
They weren't that good either.
You know what the thing about it is? I couldn't tell if she was like, this is gonna sound so fucked up. I couldn't tell if she was naked or if she was wearing like some kind of body armor. Like I couldn't tell. Like, what are you wearing? Are you naked right now?
That's the problem.
I don't know. Like, is it really the problem though? Is that the problem? Is that the problem though?
Yeah, because really that's the problem. Sure. Is that the problem? That's the problem. That can be the problem. Okay, sure. That's what we're doing today. Really? That's what we're doing.
Hey.
She got her looking like one of those like a Barbie doll, a naked Barbie doll. You can't tell. It's just like just generic in the front, like whatever. All right, yeah, that's the problem. All right, we'll go with that.
Anyone listening live can send help. I'm being tortured.
I got so excited when I saw these episodes. I don't think you guys understand. I was really, really excited. I was just like, oh, can't wait. Like I was actually thinking they were gonna spread the Ash Tyler thing out a little bit. Oh no, we got it right away, and I'm like, oh, this is even better. It's even better.
It killed me because when I think it was episode 10 when he first came on the bridge, and Saru's threat ganglia activated, but then something immediately happened after. I was like, my heart just started to sink more and more. I was like, oh damn, they are really telegraphing this. It's like, no.
Well, I didn't 10. Oh, it didn't open that way. Well, maybe it did. Did it open with him in 10 talking to what's your name? Yeah. So it's like he was just like, yeah, yeah. It's all bad. Like, so in 12, where she cures him, what do you think happened?
I think she killed the rest of because he was still saying the Vulcan words, not the Vulcan, excuse me, the Klingon like statement just in English. I think she killed what was left of Tyler's personality.
Yeah.
I think Tyler's gone. I would like to be wrong, but even if I am wrong, that's still not Tyler's body. He's still a Klingon, so he has to die.
Is it not Tyler's body?
No, because remember Hugh said that your femurs, your spine have all been shortened.
Oh yeah, I know that, but I mean, it looks like Tyler's body. I mean, if you ask Burnham,
sir, shut the hell up! I thought you.
I was leading you down the way. I was waiting for you to
really left yourself open for that one.
Who fucking hurt you? What is wrong with you?
I was just, I can't believe you fell for that one. That was such a.
You really left yourself open for that one.
That was a layup.
Podcast. This will be my last time ever podcasting for this network.
We all saw that one coming.
I mean, that was one. I wasn't even trying to go there, but you kept, and I was just like, I got to hit it right.
If you weren't listening, you need a new co-host. I quit.
I'm just saying. I
hate everyone right now.
Just saying. I mean, you could ask Burnham. I mean, I'm just saying. She thought it was Tyler's body. I'm just.
She's a newbie. She don't know better.
Okay, I'm gonna let that one go.
No, seriously, no, I'm being serious right now. She's a newbie. She don't know.
Growth.
Come on, she hadn't kissed anybody. Do you really think she'd fuck somebody? Come on.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let me see.
Hey, by the way, just let the record show.
Yeah. Look, you know how you gotta hate me. I don't know what it is on. I have it right here in my episode 11. I don't even know what it was about. I just have agenda written in capital letters with like 3 exclamation marks. I don't even know what the fuck that was about, but I just say agenda, and I'm like,
oh my god, you're terrible.
I don't know what it was. I don't know. I don't even know what part of that episode it was about, but I just know it had something to do with Ash not being Ash. I just have it written there. I am a terrible person. I am. So, all right, let's go back to episode 10. Let's see here. I made a note here that Lorca went with the Scotty voice. When
that was hilarious.
I thought that was pretty good. I also have here that we finally got Captain Burnham, but it's not the way we thought we were gonna get Captain Burnham. But if you think about it, this, with everything going on, this might end up with her, I guess, maybe possibly being like, I'm wondering how that will work. Like when they get back, because you can't. Here's the thing, Saru's next in command, but you can't have Saru as captain.
Well, here's the thing. What if they don't get back?
Well, so let's say that for the end, because I want to ask people. Well, I guess we'll say that for the last. We'll say that for this, because the next time we meet will be at the end of the episode anyway. I mean, at the end of the season anyway. But that's a good point.
Yeah, because I thought about that at the end of the show. I was like, and yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah. Let's see here. We're in 10. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I swear. Last time. Last one with Ash and Burnham. Last one. But I have to say this. No. I thought this was fucking weird. Yo, why are Burnham and Ash were basically fucking while Lorca was getting tortured?
That was actually kind of funny.
I mean, no, that's why I was like, I gotta mention that one. I thought that was kind of fucked up. Like they were literally up. She comes back and she's like, man, it's just tired. I had to kill Connor. I had to do all this stuff. And he's like, they're having this loving, touching moment in conversation. and then literally down the bridge, Lorca is getting fucking tortured. I'm like, did you guys forget something? Did you guys forget you got your captain kind of getting?
All that was Tony's lay your head on my pillow and that's it.
I mean, when you get to episode 12, you no longer care anymore because you're like, oh, well, fuck Lorca. But at that moment, I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. You know?
Look, and he went.
Is it though? What could they have actually done?
Well, and I think maybe that's why he asked for that injection, because whatever level she had the torture set to on her ship, she could control. But once he got on the Empress, she couldn't control it.
Well, it's that, and also he can escape. Like I think knowing, like you said, knowing that he could hold it longer, and then he kind of tricked dude into thinking that he was more injured than he was, and then fucked it. It's like, oh yeah, your sister's name was Erica. I remember her. There was many of her until the next one came. I'm like, wow, you've been doing this. You are evil. Like everybody here in the Mirror Universe is evil, but Lorca, you're more evil than they are. Like that is, damn.
Oh, and what was her name? Lasher, I think, from the early part of the season that got fucked up by that tardigrade.
Mm-hmm.
She's back.
Yeah.
In the promo, one of his locked up crewmates.
Mm-hmm. That's just all gonna be like. So this is one of those things where it's like the Empire is bad, but these are the worst of the worst Empire, and I'm like, oh, so everybody, you guys are all you need to get out of this universe. We just need to leave. This is not good. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I had anything else in episode 10. No, like I said, I was really killing Hugh kind of got me. I wasn't prepared for that one.
Episode 10 was the Jonathan Frakes episode.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. Oh,
yeah.
I did not know that.
And also, and on the creep side of me, I was like, woo, I didn't realize Tilly was working with the little something up top.
Okay, yeah, see, I wasn't going to mention that, but
I was like,
yeah.
I noticed. Okay.
See,
really?
I didn't see it that time.
What?
It wasn't even me this time.
I didn't notice that. How did I not notice that?
53%, that's why. She's still 53%.
Yeah, but 53% with a little something up top, so I can deal with that.
This is why we have Trump, and why we will continue to have Trump. It's shit like that.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you on this one.
Nobody said they were going to vote for her.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Episode 11, The Wolf Inside.
Okay, so I really need them to make a lingerie line so I can buy that lingerie she was rocking, because it was so cool.
Yeah, it was.
And she looked amazing.
Yeah.
She looked amazing in it.
She did. Them thighs were. Some nice thighs. I'm just saying. Just like, but like, look. She'd always looked great though, because she's the one. She's like one of the, not one of the only ones, but like she's like one of the main ones on The Walking Dead, where it's like they had to work extra hard to make her look like it was the apocalypse.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they it was always like over the top. We're like, yeah, we just like put more dirt on her. Like, okay, give her more tattered clothes. Fuck, she still looks hot. Shit. Cover her in blood. Oh no, that's not gonna work either. Shit. Just don't keep her on camera that long. Like, so, yeah. Let's see, episode 11. So here's something that you know, this is not the first time they've done this, but I really like this. Again, this is becoming one of my favorite Star Trek series. And I say one of just because I love Deep Space Nine so much. And this is only one season, so it was like I need multiple seasons so it can surpass Deep Space Nine. But
yeah,
I love the fact that they beam down with their phasers ready. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Like, and nothing would drive me more crazy than they're beaming down into, we have to be ready. Okay. Leave your phasers on your hip and the tricorder down, like, and not be ready. Like, they beam into places like they're ready for fucking war. And I'm like, thank you. Because that's how it should be supposed to fucking be. Like, you need to do that. Thank you. So I enjoyed that.
I like how they lined up the the issue with the eyes, where Burnham says, "Yeah, even the sun looks different, or even the light looks different."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't. You know what? That's a good point. I didn't even catch that when she said that. So, um, Sarek, and that moment was actually. I thought they would do more. Do you think they survived? How many people do you think got off the planet?
Even if they got off the planet, if the Emperor's there, her support ships were probably there. Anyone who got off the planet was probably taken out by the support ships. I'm hoping that's not the case, but it might be the case.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one. That was the one thing about the planet I didn't understand. I was like, okay, how how are they actually going to escape? Like even before the Emperor showed up, it was like we have ships ready. Like how does nobody notice that your ship's also over there? Like I don't
Dark side of the moon. I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is Derek interacting with our Burnham. It was so beautiful. I almost cried.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? Also, too, I like about that scene, the whole thing that whole moment is, and because I've seen some people say this and they're stupid, but bear with me. The whole it doesn't feel like Star Trek. It's it's if even though there's more action and there's definitely some more there's more blood and things like that. Like there's at one point the dude who talked to Lorca and literally exploded in front of him. Like that was amazing. They still do Star Trek things in here. So like Burnham's whole thing is like how did you get all these different races to come together? So her whole thing was if we find out they're following Vok. They're following a Klingon. How did that happen? How if we can find out how that happened, maybe we can find common ground with the Klingons on in our dimension. And so it's still like they're still going for that mission, that Starfleet mission, that trying to come together, trying to form a federation and things like that. So I really did appreciate them kind of throwing that, and it felt like Star Trek. It felt like something that they would want to do. Like we still want to have a diplomatic solution to this. We can't go into every situation, trying to blow everything up. It's like that's just gonna cause more problems. So I really enjoyed that little subtle thing they did with that. So
alternate universe sort of aside, I kind of found it interesting that Burnham was trying to get advice on how to come together from a race that Star Trek has historically shown to be very sort of blunt force type of people, and in the alternate universe they were not nearly that much. I mean, alternate Vox still would lay hands if he had to, but he was just very trying to be diplomatic, be a little bit more scientific, and so.
And I get the sense that based on Vox's reaction to Tyler speaking in Klingon, that the Klingons on this side are very much removed from that ancient history, because he was like, why are you speaking language? Yeah. But what I was going to say is I feel like this show has accomplished what the Chris Pine movies tried and failed to do, which was find a good balance between the Star Trek elements and the action elements that would bring in more newer fans. So yes. It's a good blend of balance. It's a good balance of action and intrigue, along with a good balance of what makes Star Trek Star Trek.
And I think that to add to your point, when you look at the sequels to that Star Trek saga, Discovery does that better too. If you look at the overarching plot points, so both of those sequels, and I've argued that those movies probably should have been one movie, because they're both about the war machine, right? Mm-hmm. They're both about the war machine that runs under the Federation. Well, that's what Discovery is about, except Discovery is doing it better.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the other thing too is, and this goes, I think a lot of people will say this about the movies, is Star Trek is another one of those things that kind of works better as a TV show.
I agree.
Because you have it's really hard to condense the stuff that makes Star Trek into 2 hours, and tell a complete story, or and do everything you need to do, right? Because even if you do the two movies were at least 2 years apart, maybe 3. You know, that's a long time to wait. Here, you know, we're getting, you know, this is 12 episodes, and it started. When did it start? This started in November. Was it? No, it was earlier than that. No, it was November.
Was it? I thought it was late September, early October.
I think it was. Wasn't it October?
It had to be late October because I don't think when they were at New York Comic Con, it hadn't aired, so it had to be after. It had to be like late October, I believe.
According to the wiki, it was September 24th.
Oh, okay.
Wait, did I see those episodes? Huh?
What?
Huh? I don't remember seeing those episodes before New York Comic Con.
Yeah,
That's weird.
That's because they didn't release the first episode really early though.
No. Yeah, they did it. The first September 24th, October 1st, 8th, 15th, 22nd, 29th, November 5th. And then they took a break after November 12th and just came back.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay, that's what threw me off. But either way, anyway, the whole point was, you know, that's a lot of episodes. That's 12, and these are pretty much an hour. Like I can never tell what the fucking. You know what? No, I said I wasn't gonna.
59, with the exception of this most recent one, which was actually only about 37 minutes long.
Oh, really? Yeah. So I told myself this time I wasn't gonna rant about CBS All Access. The ads, for the most part, worked this time. So still can't believe I'm using ads though, and I'm paying for this. The fuck is wrong with you people? But yeah. So I'm trying to think of what else. Yeah, no, but yeah. So I definitely agree with that though. I think that, you know, this is just the thing about Star Trek has always been it's been the discovery part of it, right? The scientific part, and having this whole thing with the spore drive and even the mirror universe and tying it all together. And tying that science in there, it's really making it, you know, Star Trek. So, I really appreciate it. So, all right, let's see what else we got here. That was episode 11. So then 12. I had here when Lorca says, your Georgiou is dead. I was like, yeah, she was eaten. I think we don't mention that enough. She didn't just die. She died, yeah, but then the Klingons ate her. Like, I feel like it's an important.
I just have a problem with all of the eating going on in the show.
It's a lot of that going on, and yeah, I feel like I feel like we shouldn't downplay that because it is very jarring. And so I had to make a note of that. I said, don't. Oh, I thought it was nice. You see you get the differences in this universe where she was in the Prime universe she's was raised by Sarek. In this universe she was raised by Georgiou, and she called her daughter, and I'd love to get, and this is why I guess we can bring it up now. I guess it's kind of why I would definitely be interested in seeing them stay in this universe a little bit longer, because it would be nice to see that. I mean, think about all the stuff you can do then, right? One, you get away from having to deal with people complaining about the matching us up with what happened in the Prime universe, you know, with everything else, with, you know, the Enterprise and things like that. But then we got enough of, and we know enough of that old universe now that you can now do so much in this mirror universe with this crew stuck there, even down to them becoming the Resistance, right? And hoping to lead that. And like, there's so much they can do there, and I think that would be a really interesting way. And we now know enough about what they set up in the beginning in our universe that when we see the differences, it'll be jarring enough. And then you can also bring back a lot of the characters that we thought would be around longer, but were killed early on, you know?
And my question becomes, let's say they do get back, right? What is the mirror version of the Discovery crew doing on the other side right now?
So that's the thing that I've been wondering too. It's like, so where are the other
Shenanigans.
Right. Right. And apparently that one doesn't have a spore drive, right? Because they don't have that.
Nope.
So
so then you could also theorize that because they don't have the spore drive, they might have been caught and destroyed.
True.
Hmm.
True. Well, but then it goes to why it doesn't. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. Didn't Philippa say that the way that the Defiant came over caused everyone on the ship to go crazy and they all wound up dying?
True.
What if that if the other Discovery doesn't have the spore drive, technically didn't kind of the same thing happen to them?
Could have.
Well, I think they're eventually going to explain that. Because apparently the way that the Defiant got over, I got the impression that they closed that because it was a subspace rift of some sort.
Oh, that's right. Okay. But if the spore drive, what if the spore drive is what's causing those rifts?
I don't know.
True, could be. I mean, either way, it's like if the other Discovery got in there, whether they're captured or whether they're destroyed. It does fix the issue of the Discovery being too advanced for that world.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's an easy way, and like you said, I think last time we were on here, somebody said that the writers had said that they were gonna, the rest of the season is gonna kind of explain and fix that, so we won't be worried about that too much. So,
and that's why I love that scene. That was immediately what I thought was. Of course I was being a bit snarky about it, but I was like, everybody complaining about the difference in the technology, you can all mail your apologies to the writers of the show now.
Yeah, I mean,
because they explained it.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy fix, and now and then here you go. Now you have an entire world, and universe that you can explore and fix. And you don't have to worry about. It can still be Star Trek, but still be different, and now you can go on its own path. Like I said, I'm okay with them doing either way. I'm okay if they get back and they do it regular. But I actually think that going forward, exploring this mirror universe, it gives you a chance to live up to the show's name of Discovery, because now you're really going to be about Discovery, and then 2, you can now tell a ton of new stories, and not the word and tell them in different ways. I mean, think about it this way. Go ahead.
What if? So I kept thinking about a third option. What if, in their attempt to get back to their universe, they end up in other universes?
I was going to say, you've really gone where no man's gone before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many different things you can do. So, yeah, I love it.
They've literally opened up, a multiverse of possibilities here. Like I am so here for this show right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like you literally don't know where they're gonna go.
No, at all. So, let's see. Looking at my notes, I see. Look, and this is how I know I was sad about Hugh. I said, "Damn, I'm sad he really died." See, I have a heart.
No, you don't. You're here torturing me.
I have a heart.
Torture.
I have a heart. I said I have exploding.
Where is his analog?
Who? Well, so again, that's something that would be really interesting to see, right? If he does have an analog and if it's still alive, like I don't know. I think that's a cool thing they did. They didn't give us a rundown of everybody on the ship. Now we do know some people don't have. Well, actually, no, because the people that said they don't have one, it was just Lorca, but they figured out what that was. Yes.
Wait.
Lorca, Burnham, and Saru basically are on a well.
Well, Saru, because he's just either a slave or
They
food.
probably ate him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They ate him.
Burnham, we just don't know, and Lorca, the regular universe Lorca, that's the one we don't know about.
Well, I'm assuming he died.
Probably died.
Yeah. I was gonna say, how long has their Lorca been in our universe?
So I'm assuming
that's what I was wanting to know, because wait,
so I want to go back and rewatch the earlier episodes, because I think they kind of hinted at it, right? Because there was that whole thing that went down with him on his ship, remember? And his ship blew up, but he survived. and nobody could figure out why he was survived. He blew up his own ship. Remember that? So there's a good chance that he got into this universe some kind of way, and then he blew up the ship that had the Prime Universe Lorca on it, and then took his place. And he's been.
Well, that happened during battle, so it could. The alternative is he could have just came to our universe and found out that the Prime Lorca actually did go down with his ship.
Right.
It just slipped right in there.
True. So, but I believe either way, I believe the Prime Universe Lorca died then. So that's what I believe happened. Because again, this is why I want to go back and rewatch the earlier episodes. Didn't he give an explanation for his eyes and say it happened during battle?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So so I believe our Prime Lorca is dead. What I want to know is, did Mirror Universe Burnham die? And is that why Lorca came over? Because I'm assuming that's why Lorca came over. He came over looking for Burnham, right?
Because they said she had disappeared.
Right.
And was presumed. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Right.
And if she did die, did he kill her?
Right. So I would like to know what happened with that. But then you have, like you said, you have everybody. You know, you can have mirror universe versions of everybody that we haven't gone around to see yet, and I think that's just like what happened. Yeah. So I'm really interested in seeing how they play that out. That's gonna be really interesting to me. Yeah, that's why I kind of feel like it's 3 more episodes left.
Yes.
That's why I kind of feel like you kind of have to stay here.
They've made very well, like that may be the cliffhanger for the end of the season, because three episodes that's not a lot.
No, and what do you do with the regular universe with L'Rell and Vought?
Space them.
I mean, yeah, if they're smart, they space them, but they're not going.
I mean, you space them, yes, but I mean, if they were going to do that, they would have done that by now.
We're Starfleet. We don't do that. I'm like, that's why Starfleet always gets its ass kicked. You probably should space them. I would have spaced them, but
they could have just beamed that disc from Ash on board and left his ass in space. I'm just saying.
Well, they're trying to be. But see, I think that's another reason why I would love to see them stay in that universe. If you have the Discovery and this crew as the one crew that's different, trying to navigate this world and maintain their Prime Universe morals and directives, I think that'll make for an interesting show. Could you get then you take what was happening with Burnham and her little monologue, you take that for the entire crew now, where their entire crew is trying not to lose themselves, in this universe.
I'm sorry.
And it gives you time to like reconcile Burnham, because I mean, like I think you said when you get back to the Prime Universe, like how do you? I mean, Burnham is still a traitor.
Yeah. I was gonna say, especially Tilly. And I'm glad. That's why I'm kind of glad she went back to working on trying to fix Stamets. Because if she just had to stay in that command role, you saw how much it seemed to take out of her when she introduced Burnham as being alive, having went after Lorca. How she let out that heavy sigh and her whole body just kind of started to slump in the captain's chair. Can you imagine her having to do that for months?
Right.
Yeah, but didn't she ask Saru, like, so if we get back to the Prime Universe, will you recommend me for officers training or something like that?
She wants to be a commander, but she doesn't want to be, and not in this universe.
Not in this universe.
I think that's the thing. It's yeah.
He's not unambitious.
Yeah.
She's daft, but she's not unambitious.
Yeah, I think that's
but what if that's her? What if that's her character arc? What if she does become more morally kind of gray as time goes on?
Well, I think that's if you leave the entire crew there, I think they're all going to have to. But that's why I said that I think what will be interesting is, again, think about it. If they stay here, because here's the thing, we're going for this big Emperor Georgiou versus Lorca confrontation. Here's the thing about both of them: they're both evil. They're both bad. So this is bad versus bad with Burnham in the middle. If somehow they're not able to get back, the Discovery's not able to get back and leave that fight alone, then what does Burnham and them have to do? Because here's the thing. First of all, like, Georgiou's not letting her go. So that's the first thing. Like, this like when she was all buddy with her and like, oh yeah, we'll do this and we'll exchange this and then you'll help us and you'll let us go. And I'm like, she's not gonna let you go. Like, you do realize
she's gonna take the ship.
She's not gonna. Yeah, right. She's gonna take the ship. She's gonna try take the spore drive. She's not letting you go.
Well, and I feel like she might also take Burnham because this is a Burnham that did not betray her.
Exactly. So,
or, you gotta watch out for your girl Detmer too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's looking shady.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah. So so if that happens, what you're left with then is you're left with Burnham and them having to side with the Resistance, which is all those other races, which to me adds in this whole new thing, right? You then have this lone Terran ship working with all these alien races, which is literally going to be what their mission is, right? Their whole mission, like when she's talking to Valk, she was like, "Yo, how did you bring all these different races together? This is what we want. This is what the Federation is. What if the Discovery staying here in this universe lead to them forming their own Federation of them having?
You know what that is, right? You know what that is, right?
Well, Mass
Effect 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Which look, if they do it, I'll be the happiest dude in the world.
Yeah, like I'm okay with it. Like that's where I kind of and I at this time and place, because I have certain shows that I watch that I want them to do certain things and they don't. They've been burning me. So I've been trying not to get my hopes up with things I see going with some shows, but I feel like that would be the way forward with Star Trek Discovery. Because it then, again, like we've been saying, it forges its own path. You don't have to worry about running into other things. If you ever wanted to do one of those moments of like bringing in some of the old captains from the other series, you can, and make their mirror universe versions of themselves. Like, you can do these kind of things if you wanted to. You can find some ways of doing those little throwbacks in there.
I mean, DS9 did it.
Right, right. So, like, but you can then play in this mirror universe and do whatever you want. You can make it similar, but totally different. And it's basically a way to do a rebooted Star Trek, but not really. And so I think that would be a great way for them to go forward and deal with this. So and also just seeing, Ash having to deal, like, there's so much messiness, because now you have a Klingon who looks like he's human, and you have an actual Klingon with a burned face, and now they have to work with this crew. Like, it's that what that also reminds me of? It reminds me of like Voyager, where they had the Maquis had to join it's like that's what this is, and you leave them stuck here. You basically do what they did with Voyager, where you have them stuck in this mirror universe and they're having to navigate and try to find their way home. And then when you end the series,
that's the reason,
or you don't.
See, that's the reason why I said maybe they need to go to a third universe, right? So maybe if the Discovery crew and Emperor Georgiou, or people from the mirror universe get trapped in another universe with the Prime Discovery, and then that basically becomes Voyager again, but instead of in an unknown quadrant of the galaxy, you're in another universe.
Totally another universe.
I hope they don't do that just because I guess Voyager all over again, and we don't need another.
The problem I have with the third universe theory is that I don't trust the writers to keep this not convoluted. Because
that's the one.
Into other universes, it can get convoluted fast.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
That concerns me.
I mean, shit, mirror universe. I mean, this could get convoluted fast. I mean, like, anything can if you write things out and actually take your time. I mean, shit, look at what fucking Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. is doing. I mean, you talking about convoluted. I mean, they were somehow able to do all of that shit and still make it make sense. So, like, so far, and I'll say it, like, yeah, this is only, I guess, 12 episodes so far, but I'll say I'm confident in these writers so far. Like, to me, what they've done in these 12 episodes shows me that they get it, and
they have a plan.
And that's the other thing too. They have a plan.
And Brian Fuller is still the EP, so he does good work. So I'm not worried.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They clearly have a plan. Because when you I now want to go back and watch this entire season up to this point now. So then you can go back and find those different moments of that's what that happened. That's what he said there, and that's what this means and things here. So it's like there's so many other things going on, like beyond just the obvious stuff with Lorca and Burnham and things like that. Because now all that entire thing makes sense now. But like even with the tardigrade and what was going on with the spore drive and that kind of stuff. Like I feel like there's so much other stuff dealing with that I kind of probably glossed over in those earlier episodes that I need to go back and listen more closely to now, and it will make more sense. So yeah, I think this is definitely our writing room that drops those hits early because they know what they were fucking doing.
Yeah,
they knew what they wanted,
that was a masterful job.
Which I still can't. I'm still a little upset that some shows think they're going to do 23 episodes, 22 episodes, and don't have a fucking plan for how they're going to do those 22, 23 episodes. Flash. Sorry.
I haven't watched that show in 2 weeks.
I was really pissed.
Between listening to you and Nino over Project Fandom, I already know I ain't missing nothing by not watching.
Well, I mean, so this season I kind of understand what happened these last because Kenan wanted they had an actor that wanted to take some time off, and so I think
that's not why that shit right now.
Huh? You said what?
That's not why that show is shit right now.
I think the stuff with Ralph was not meant for him.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was supposed to be Wally. I said this. Yeah, I think I don't think that the episode we just got that's Wally's stuff, and they needed to promote somebody, and so they made Ralph, and they're doing that. I think that's what's happening there. Now that does not excuse them for some things. I last season they admitted that they were making them as they went along towards the end, and they didn't have a fucking plan, which to me blew my fucking mind because when you're gonna do something that fucking complicated, how do you not have a fucking plan for how you're gonna stick the landing? Like you don't fucking wing that. You don't jump out the fucking airplane and go, well, hey, you know what? Maybe I do need a fucking parachute. Anyway, anything else with these episodes, these 3 episodes? My agenda.
Still well done. Oh, I was gonna say still well done. Like you, I'm gonna go back and watch them all from the beginning. Because I mean, it's just that kind of show. It's eminently watchable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, all credit to the writers' room. Like that reveal when they dropped it, that was masterful.
Which one?
All of them.
That's a point. Good point.
Which one? I mean, because if you think about it, you get the mirror universe part. You got who the emperor is. Because for a while they're like a nameless, faceless emperor, and like even me, I had it had been spoiled for me because they once that they brought back Georgiou, like the images were all over the internet. Even then, when she shows up though, I still wasn't prepared for that shit. I'm like, she came out and she basically destroyed a fucking planet. That's a way to make an entrance.
For me, like this is one of those shows where I was just happy to have some Star Trek, and it looked great from the first episode. Right. And so I was not that invested in trying to connect the dots. And so I just really went on autopilot and watched the show to be entertained.
Right.
And to when you get those drops back to back to back, man, listen. That's why I wanted to be here. Because they took me.
That's a good point. It's a good point that, as a Star Trek fan, and I've watched a lot. Like the only Star Trek I haven't watched is Enterprise. Okay, let me stop. Let me before I heard the first time you gasped when somebody else said that. I've watched parts of it. I haven't watched all of it. I've seen it. It wasn't that it was bad. I was just busy.
I am.
The last couple of seasons are the better ones. So, yeah, you may have to work through some stuff to get to some good stuff.
Well, I mean, I think I started watching the other ones. They're not bad to me. Like as I said, it's. Well, here's the thing. It's Star Trek. I'll watch any of it. So, like even with like Deep Space Nine being my favorite ones, like you could still like you didn't have to pay attention that much, right? Like you could just watch it and enjoy it and be fine. That's it. Like this is the first time I've ever been like you said, like you come and you're watching like, oh, it looks cool. Looks like I'm gonna put some work into it. It might be okay for people who aren't Star Trek fans to watch. Okay, I'm down for it. You start watching this stuff and you're like, wait a minute, should I have been paying attention to that? Should I have been making a note of that? Oh wait, I need to wait a minute. You guys are actually doing some shit.
You actually have to pay attention here.
You guys are making this me have to fucking work. Like so. No, you're absolutely right. Like I think before, hopefully, I don't want to make a commitment, but hopefully before the finale, I'll be able to go back and rewatch all these episodes to really have that time because it's like it's that kind of show. It becomes that kind of show where I want to watch it multiple times to really get it. It's like, you know, I don't have that many shows that I do that with, but this is definitely one of them now where it's like, shit, like you guys are making me work. Like I watched the 3 episodes this week, and I'm just like, yo, you guys are making me fucking work to have to do this. Like this is.
Well, see, I rewatched them today because I was like, I know I paid attention, you know, in particular for these 3 episodes, and I still think I missed some things. And I went back and rewatched them. I was like, yeah, I did miss quite a bit.
Anything else anybody wants to say before we wrap this up? Oh, I did want to. Here's one thing I want to point out. Episode 11 had a long opening. Anybody else notice that?
Yeah.
It was
what?
It was long before they ran the credits, and they got a lot in there before. I mean, there was they were. I mean, it didn't catch me until they played the credit. I'm like the opening credits. I was like, oh, we did just hit the ground running on this episode, didn't we? We just.
Yeah, it actually didn't hit me until today when I rewatched it. And I was like, wait a minute. When did they do the credits?
Right.
Oh,
right.
Damn.
Right.
It's like they had like 10 minutes to go before the credit.
I was going to say, that sounds like, no, it's not quite on that level. I don't know if any of you watched the OA on Netflix, but their very first episode, it was the longest cold opening I've ever seen on the show. The credits to like the 58-minute mark.
Yeah.
Wait, they had it was a 58-minute cold opening?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. At that point, like, how long was the episode? 59 minutes?
No. Well, yeah, about 59, 60 minutes that first episode was.
Yeah, the opening was basically the end of the show.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, if you stayed this long,
that was a weird show in
congratulations.
general.
And the funny thing about that show is, like, I didn't even realize it until they ran the credits. Like, holy shit, they hadn't ran the credits.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I was gonna say about this show, I stay screaming and yelling, and my kids be in the other room like, "Mom, what happened?" I was like, "Oh my God, you missed! You gotta come watch it." And they're like, "Oh Lord, she's watching again." It keeps me on my toes, and I love it. I just love that about the show.
Yeah. Anybody else? All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end that. We thank you guys very much. Oh, we're getting this echo again. I don't know what happens with this. Thank you guys very much for listening. You can only hear this on YouTube. If you're getting the Facebook live playback, will be up for a little bit. I'll probably take it down at some point because I'm still playing around with that. And Super Tuesday recap. Hold on. Hey, Parrish, I'm gonna mute you because I'm getting your echo for some reason. There we go. And you can subscribe to us on Super Tuesday recap on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Google Play Music, and you can get us there. And then youtube.com/MTR Network to get all these stuff. And we have so much stuff coming on Super Tuesday. So we just put up the Flash yesterday. Shit, by the time I don't even know when you guys are gonna hear this one. I guess I'll get this one up on Saturday. So the Flash on Thursday, we had the Lightning, Black Lightning, and Supergirl today on Friday. Sunday will be on Super Tuesday recap. Will be The Gifted. We're gonna finally wrap up The Gifted on there, and that's gonna be it for Super Tuesday recap until we start all the shows again next week. And then Character Corner. People have asked me about that. I gotta see because we have a lot of other shows coming out. So the Character Corner is either gonna be the last day of. Actually, shoot. You know what I'm also forgetting? So we might not get a Character Corner the rest of this month. It's already recorded, but I can't put it up. I forgot next Wednesday is the extra spicy mailbag episode where we talk about why. Just to give you guys a hint, just a reminder, Storm is not African. Just wanted to remind people about that. So we're gonna have an extra spicy mailbag episode. So anyway, thank you guys very much for listening, And we will be back soon. Thank you guys. Peace.
Bye.